Hello
everybody. This is Carol from Friendly Quail. I'm about probably on my second last farm journal video, and I'm going to trim off some pages today and then start sewing the signatures in. I've done 2 of my signatures already. I thought you didn't have to watch all of it. I'll do one part of it, and then I'll at least sew. I'll show you how I figure out where to put the signatures, and at least sew one of those in while you're on camera. So anyway, welcome back if you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you will think about subscribing. Doing lots of fun things on here. Check it out. All right, so I'm going to start. What I mean by trimming is you see these stick out here. They're further because of the fact that you're always stacking. The middle ones get longer. So what I do is I look at, okay, the furthest one and the next one are pretty much aligned. Then the next couple of them are sticking out, you know, a little bit. So I'll take those and line them up, and I'll just put them in and just take off. I can tell that the second one is sticking out more than the first one, but the first one was sticking out too. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that off. Alright, and then I put that back in there. Put it back in. And then I look at what's the next thing sticking out. And these are all about even. And I need to take off just a little bit more than I took off on the last ones. Luckily, I can take off more than one at a time with this cutter. All right, now you can see I'm down to this, and I don't think I can take all of it off at once, so I'll take some off of this stack. Now sometimes I don't take quite enough off, and then I just put it back in and take another little sliver. So we'll see how I do. Put that back in there. Yep, I'm fine until I think I can take this last bunch all together. And I always look about how much is it sticking out, and that's what I take off. Whoop. Now, I didn't take quite enough off. I can still see it's sticking out about 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to take a little more off, put it in, see how I'm doing. Okay, looks pretty good. It's more even now. You can always, when I clip it in, I do always make sure, you know, it's really in there tight, and I think it should be pretty good. So I'm going to get rid of the cutter and go to the next step. All right, now when I do my spine, what I do is I cut a piece of graph paper that's the exact size of my spine. So this was 9 inches long and 2.5 wide. So that's what this is. So now if I fold this in half, that'll give me where my middle is. And I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to make a dot where the middle is. Now, this is 5 squares, so the middle of that is at 2.5, middle of that, 2.5. So those are going to be where my center ones are. I like to go down about an inch because this is all the way to the edge of the book. My signatures are a little bit less. So I go down about an inch and put it in the middle. And then 2.5 over. And 2.5 over. And then I'll go up about an inch. With graph paper, it's easy. It's 4 spaces. Over 2.5 and over 2.5. Now that's where I'm going to do a 3-hole pamphlet, and that's where I'm going to do it, is where those holes are. So now I have to poke through my signature in each of these places. So I clip this on. There's just a little touch of red showing because of the fold over. Get that in the center. Make sure it's in the right place. Yeah, looks pretty good. All right. Now I like to keep an equal space here as in between, so that's why I went in the middle of that. Then I put that on my telephone book. And let's see, I need my awl. This is my bigger awl, and I'll use that one. So you want to go straight down on the dot and poke until you know you're through. Now you can look, I'm through there. I might want it a little bigger. All right. And then I will do that here. This is thick cardboard, and fabric, so it takes a little bit to get through. All right. And here. There's my arm in the way again. All right, I'm going to do that for all of these spots. If I put the clip kind of over the edge, it stays pretty even. All right. Make sure I'm good. I'm going to be covering up the signatures when I decorate the cover. So I wanted to make sure that, I hope this is focusing for you. I wanted to make sure that I did this before I worried about the cover. Okay, now I have 3 more. Go straight down. Straight down. I pretty much make a new one of these every time I do one because they're just paper, and the graph paper makes it so easy that it's really worth doing a new one. All right, make sure I've gone through all the way. All right, so I'm ready for that. Holes are in there. Now, as far as in the signatures, I'm going to make the holes in those. I'll use the same template, but the signatures are smaller. So I have to cut off the top line and the bottom line. So I will do that to make it the right distance for the signature. And then I'm only going to use the center, and I fold it in half on that line. So now this will fit in my signature. Now I like to start with the back one first. So this is signature number 3, and I'm going to put that one in first. Now the first thing I do is I go through the signature and I make sure everything is lined up. I don't know if I showed you this. I took 2 pages of my signature and sewed them together. I think I did, to make pockets because I didn't like the back. So then you make sure that this is in the center wherever you want it, because some of the pages are shorter. Like this one's really short. You want to make sure that you're going to catch it if you can. Whoops. Put that back in upside down. Just this one. I usually put that at the top, that's all. Make sure that the rest of them are okay. That's when you want to catch it. You want to catch it now if you have anything in upside down or anything like that. Okay. This one can be centered a little bit. It's just a little bit shorter. I think that one might be. I might have put that one back upside down. Maybe I put that whole little stack in upside down. Okay, I've got notes of where I want to put things. Yeah, this one's like this. Okay. Just checking. That's where you want to do it. Like I said, do it here. Butterflies are right. That's right. Okay, next page. Center this. For some reason this one went over a little bit. If I can catch them on all 3, I try to catch it on all 3. It's only really like half pages or something that you have to do too. Okay, so here is the middle of my signature. This is still off. This paper, for some reason, it tends to do that. I don't know why. Other than it is shorter, so maybe it's that. Or softer or something. Okay. So I've got this lined up where I want everything to be. I'm going to kind of double check everything. And I'm going to put clips on. Make sure that's down as far as it goes. And put clips on all 4 both top and bottom on both sides. Okay, now in order to put my template in there, I'm going to put that right in the middle, and now it's the same height as my pages. I'm going to put that right in the middle, and I'm going to clip that inside there. So I make sure it's right down in there. And just kind of catch it in my clips. So if my book is up a little bit like this, that's okay, because there's things you can buy that you put it in so it's right like that. So I I just let it be like that. And then I open my book and I kind of put it in a middle page. Right in there, kind of. So it's in there. I think I'll use my smaller awl for the pages. And I'm going to do the middle. And of course these go through a lot easier. And the middle here. You can make sure that you're coming out right where you want to. Sometimes I just do it like this, but you have to be really careful that you're that you don't poke yourself, because these things are deadly. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna take the template out, because if you don't, you sew it in, then you have to make a new one, or because you've ripped it. All right. I like to use wax linen. I get it from off Amazon. Just put wax linen in there, and you make it at least 3 times longer. I make mine always a little bit longer than 3 times. And I've got a needle here. Alright, I leave the clips on until I've got this in here. I'm going to grab another clip, because when I put this through the center, I don't want this to come all the way through. So I usually put a clip on there, just to make sure that it's catching on there, so that I can't accidentally pull it all the way through. Alright, then I get my book. It's the back one, so I go through there. And then you can either go to the top or the bottom. Whoops, got something on there. Looks like hay. Oh, that's good for the barn. Go through the bottom one and come up. Okay, so you can see that right here. Then I'm going to go back to the center, and I pull this to the side so I don't go through it. And I look where my hole is, and I pull that through. Okay, now I hang on to this one, and I pull it nice and tight, so that here I can like almost play it like a little guitar string. I want to make sure it's tight. And then I go to the top. You have to, I'm kind of looking where the hole is, line it up. Now this one fell off, but that's okay, because now it's already in there. Okay, and I'm going to pull it tight. I'm going to go underneath this one, so that I'm there. Now before I tie any knot, I go and I make sure it's okay. Could be a little bit tighter. Not much, but a little. Oh, that's good. Now I'm going to tie a square knot. So, okay, I'm tying it around that part, right over left and under. One thing I like about wax linen is it stays pretty tight once you've got it where you want it. Left over, right, and under. Okay, now I'm going to leave these if I want to put charms or whatever. I'll leave them for now. And take this off. And I've got a signature sewn in. So I'm going to continue to do that for the other two, but you've already seen it. You probably don't have to watch. And when I come back, I'll be starting the decorating. So thanks for being with me today. And I'll see you next time. This is Carol from Friendly Quail saying bye.